Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight. Well, it may have taken longer than expected, but the Nevada Republican Convention wrapped up today. News 4's Dora Scheidel has been covering the convention all weekend long and joins us live with the latest. Dora.
Hi, Brian. I'm here in front of John Esquaga's Nugget in Sparks, where Nevada's Republican Convention just wrapped up about 4 hours ago. After a controversial and somewhat slow start, the voting for delegates didn't even begin until after 7 o'clock last night, and the volunteers counting the ballots didn't get a wink of sleep. But the results are in, and here they are, all new at 5. The Ron Paul supporters got what they came for.
They took control of the convention through sheer numbers. They followed the rules. They got their people out here.
Even though it kept delegates in the convention hall until midnight, and people counting the ballots had to pull an all-nighter, Ron Paul supporters were elected to 22 of the 25 national delegate spots.
There's finally some closure here. We have a full slate of elected delegates and alternates, so I'm happy to be sending those delegates to Tampa.
But even though the majority of Nevada's delegation will be made up of Ron Paul loyalists, under party rules, they're going to be required to vote for Mitt Romney. 20 will vote for Romney and 8 for Paul because they are bound to follow the results of the caucus. You told me yesterday in your own words that Ron Paul supporters get extremely agitated when the rules are either being manipulated or not followed. Do you have faith that your Ron Paul delegates will follow the rules in Tampa?
I have faith that we followed the process thus far. The campaign as a whole, when the rules were set, we followed them. That's how we got to the victories we got to today at the convention. Yes, when the rules are changed and manipulated, people get agitated. So I don't expect Ron Paul delegates to manipulate or change the rules as they see them. But we have to wait till we get to Tampa and see what happens.
But do his supporters think it's realistic that Ron Paul will become the Republican nominee for president? I asked James Smack, the newly elected committeeman, who also happens to be a Ron Paul supporter, what he thinks.
The chances are pretty remote of that. I really don't see that. I don't really see a pathway to victory for him at this point. But it'd be nice. I'd love to see it, but I'll be a realist about it. It would be difficult.
So what do Paul supporters hope to accomplish?
But they'll be able to have influence on things like platform and rules and resolutions on the national level. So it's going to be spreading the Ron Paul message of liberty to the Republican National Convention.
I asked Republican power player Sharon Angle about how she thinks this convention compared to the chaotic one in 2008.
Well, of course, 2008 we had the lights turned out and we didn't complete the convention, so this was a complete improvement on that, being able to complete the business in an orderly way.
And it now will be up to Mitt Romney to unite the party and win over some of those Ron Paul supporters. Reporting live from Nevada's Republican Convention in Sparks, I'm Dora Scheidel, News 4.